Number 2, which representation shows y as a function of x? Talking about functions today. We're going to start by just breaking down the answer choices. Let's move on. What we're going to do is we're just going to show what these functions look like. So let's say if x equals 2, let's kind of show what that would look like on the line. It's really important with functions. So x equals 2, you can see it's a vertical line. If you go across to x equals 2, you're going to have that vertical line, so the x values up and down all the way. Let's look at a few more. If x is equal to -3, it would be vertical, but it would be along the -3 side on the x. And one more, let's do 8, +8. That will give us a vertical line as well. So when x value is equal to a number, we will have a vertical line. So what can we do with functions? Now with functions, to see if it is a function of y as a function of x, it cannot have two x values. So what we can use is we can use our vertical lines as a vertical line test. So we're going to take this oval, which is inside the coordinate grid, and we're going to put x equals 2. We're going to put that line in there, and we're going to see, does it have any intersection points? So we see the first intersection point up in quadrant 1, and our second intersection point in quadrant 4. So if you see, there are two intersection points on here, which means there would be two values on the x line. So we see how many values there are. You can see the two. So that is definitely not a function. Vertical line test, it has two x values. So now we can start to take a look at our answer choices, which would be A and B. And let's use that vertical line test to see if we can solve these. So let's say x is -1, and I chose x equals -1 for our vertical line test, because if you look at both shapes, they do have -1 and overlap -1 on the x. So let's put that line in the first one. We have x equals -1, and let's see if we can find our values in there. And we'll put it over, let's put it over on the other shape as well, so we have them both in there, and let's see if we have more than one x value. So starting with the oval, we've got a point in quadrant 2 and a point in quadrant 3. So that has two values. So that one does not work. Let's look at the triangle now. We've got a point, intersection point in quadrant 2, and we have a intersection point in quadrant 3. That's two values. So neither of those work. So that will be able to eliminate A and B. C and D answer choices are the mapping of functions. So what we want to look at and see, we cannot have two values with our x and our y. So let's look. We got -11 pairs only with 60. -14 pairs only with 47. -17 pairs only with +34. And -20 pairs only with +21. Each one only has one match. So we have, yes, this one works. That mapping works. So we have our answer, but let's look at our last one so we can kind of see what that mapping looks like when it is not a function. So we see 16 matches with 19, that's 1. 18 matches with 21, that's one map. 20 matches with 23, but if you'll notice, 22 actually matches with two y values. So we have 22 matches with 25 and 27. So that doesn't work. So our correct answer choice on this one would be C.